there are 6 surprising things you should never throw in the bin, even though you do it every time. Find out in this video what incredible things you can do with them instead and why they are real insider tips. For example, the rind of a watermelon. You should never throw it in the bin because it has incredible benefits for you. There are 2 different ways to do this. In the first step, you can peel off a thin layer of the green outer skin, for example. Then you only have the inner flesh, which you can use here. I would now like to show you exactly what you can do with it. You can grate it relatively finely and then add it to your salad as a topping. This way you absorb the important nutrients that I will tell you about in a moment and also have a little sweet taste in your salad. For the second method, you should grab a blender and add a few ice cubes, the juice of half a lemon and a few watermelon rinds. You should now blend the whole thing really well. The result is an incredibly tasty smoothie that has really great benefits for your health. This is because the watermelon rind is full of important nutrients. These include fiber, which is very good for your digestion, but we also find amino acids which are good for building muscle and vitamin A in the watermelon rind, so don't throw them away but use them for these brilliant purposes. But did you know that? If you drink tea regularly, you should never simply dispose of the tea bags after you have used them, because you can also use a really ingenious trick with them. Go to your sink and take out this stopper. Now we want to put the tea bags down our drain. You should simply place them on top. Simple tea bags are particularly suitable for this purpose. For example, for a fruit tea, you can now simply place them down the drain. Then you should wait a short while. Heat some water to at least 60 degrees and then start pouring it over the tea bags. This will loosen the individual substances from the tea bags and release them into your drain again. This ensures that a drain that previously smelled unpleasant will smell much more pleasant and better in future, thanks to the ingredients in the tea bags. Then rinse again with hot water and the drain will smell pleasantly fresh again, as if you had used a little drain deodorizer made from tea bags that you would otherwise have thrown straight in the bin. And if you buy your eggs in cardboard packaging like this, cut off the lid and don't throw away the bottom part either. You can use this in your fridge for a trick that will solve a problem that you are certainly familiar with, because when you open the fridge you probably also have a lot of sauces such as ketchup, mayonnaise and other things in your fridge. You can place them perfectly in this egg tray. This way you always have them to hand and they are not scattered all over the fridge, but you have them in a corner and can simply pull them out when you want to use some of them. And even if you probably can't see it anymore, but if you still have 1 or 2 face masks left, you can use them in your fridge. There are 2 really ingenious ways to do this. The first step, however, is to cut open one side of the face mask. Cut off the entire side and then cut off the ribbon from this side, as we will need this a little later. Now you can hold up the face mask and make a small pocket out of it. This brings us to the 2 different possibilities. The first is this white powder. I'll show you exactly what it is in a moment. Put about 2 tablespoons of it into the mouth guard before you close it again with the ribbon that you cut off earlier. The second option is this brown powder. You should also fill the mouth guard with about the same amount of this and then close it tightly again. Now you can put these 2 bags, or 1 of each, in your fridge. The 2 ingredients are actually things that make your fridge smell nice again. Bad odors are absorbed and replaced by better or good smelling ones. This is because the white powder is baking soda. This binds bad odors, and the brown powder is coffee powder. You can also use this to ensure that your fridge smells pleasantly of coffee, if you like that. If you drink these cans regularly, you should of course return them to the deposit machine, but you should always take these clips off and keep them because you can use them wonderfully in your closet. Simply wrap one of these clips around one of these hangers. Now you can hang a second hanger a little further down in the second hole of the clip and thus ensure that you have significantly more space in your closet. Do this with several hangers and you will benefit from the space. Incidentally, you can find these things in almost every hotel and you should never just throw them in the bin. These are shower caps that have many other uses. Here I'll show you 3 really ingenious ones. For example, if you have some leftover food, you can use them to cover it. If it's raining outside, you can wrap one around your bike saddle so that it doesn't get wet. And when you go out again to ride your bike, you just have to take it off and the saddle is dry. Or you can put your road shoes in here. This is especially helpful when you're traveling. Put them in your suitcase and they won't come into contact with your clothes. By the way, there are other ingenious things that you should never throw in the bin. You can find out what they are in the video you see on the screen now. Click directly on it.